Greetings, YouTube. Let me paint you a picture. You and your team are in the process of ransacking an ancient wizard's tower, or an ancient tower formerly occupied by a wizard. About 200 years ago, some fell flying beast attacked the tower, killed its occupants, and took over the top floor and the roof as a roost. And it's been preying upon the countryside ever since. A local trading guild would really like to open up a trade route through the area, so they hired your group to take out the fell beast and reduce predation. Your party healer is looking through some uh, anatomy books. The party uh, item acquisition expert is assessing the value of random items and trying to figure out which are the best ones to take with you on a worth versus weight ratio. Your two meat shields are using a nearby door as a target and having an axe throwing contest. You are an arcane spellcaster. You are the only one here who can really appreciate what this tower is. You yourself are looking through some texts, thinking that a couple of them would be very useful in some of the research that you've been doing recently. When your item acquisition expert lets out a sound that you've recognized many times in the past as one of joy, this little subtle you turn, as does the rest of your group, and you realize that she's found a wall-mounted strongbox. Not only this is a great discovery, because it was completely protected from the ravages of the attack that befell the tower, but you do know how much she enjoys challenge. You turn back to your book, very casually over your shoulder say, when you get it open, tell me. The two meat shields go back to their door, and the healer goes back to looking through anatomy books. 45, 50 minutes later, you hear a click. You look over, the acquisition expert is looking very satisfied with herself, and the door to the strongbox is open. Inside, you find some of the things you'd expect to find in a wall strongbox. There's some money, a few pieces of jewelry. There's a backup spell book, which you snatch immediately, and there's a number of scroll tubes. You begin to pull through them. A couple of them are useful to the healer. The acquisition expert knows some minor magic and thinks that she can use some of the lower level ones. But there are three that you definitely have your eye on. Two of them are spells that are of a higher level, one you've never even seen before, and the last is a formula. A formula you've never encountered. It's a formula for something called the essence of time. It appears, as you sit down and look at it, to be a process of distilling the very essence of time itself into a liquid, a potion, a filter. Now, the question is, what does it do? And that's where you folks come in. What does the essence of time do? Now, off the top of my head, the perfect thing would be some sort of longevity or immortality potion. It just stops the person from aging ever again, or reverses the ravages of time until it takes you back to when you were 16 or 19 years old. Resets the clock, if you will. Maybe it removes a specific amount of time, 50 years, 10 years, what have you. It's lower level. Or maybe it makes you truly, absolutely immortal. There are a number of abilities in Pathfinder, for example, that allow a person to reverse the ravages of age and as far as attribute penalties as you age, and you stop aging from that point forward physically, but eventually you do die when you achieve the maximum length of time that a member of your species can live. And that's kind of a really shallow definition of eternal life. For a human, you might live to be 110 or 115, then you die. Yeah, you'd be in perfect shape physically. You'd be the same shape you had when you were 30, which is nice. Don't get me wrong. though I think I might weigh less now. Um, but that's not immortality now, is it? So maybe the essence of time is immortality itself. And that's where my thinking has led me to think, and led me to go. But I realize that other people may have their own ideas about what is the essence of time. Now, I am aware that there's a World of Warcraft uh, quest line called the Essence of Time, and apparently there's also a high-end watch shop out there that sells timepieces called the Essence of Time. But I'm not talking about those things, and I don't even know anything about the World of Warcraft quest line other than the fact that it exists. So I'm not alluding to that either. So I'm just opening this up to the people viewing this. What do you think the essence of time is? What would you do with it? Would you make it relatively low level, takes 10 years off someone's life, or reverses their current aging restrictions, but then they start aging again? Or a little more advanced, it does what like the upper end druid ability is, where they stop aging, they reverse their physical penalties, but they still time out at the end. Or is it grant true immortality? The person loses the penalties. They look like they're in the flush of their youth, and they're 25, 30 years old, and they'll remain that way forever. That's intriguing now, isn't it? Forever. So tell me, what would you do with the formula for the essence of time